Alrighty, people. We're back at another yappy session because I saw this trailer of I think like hopefully the next husbando in Reverse 1999. I do play the game. I took some time off for like a couple of months, I think, in general, because I just didn't have time to play it. I kind of returned to it, but like it's a very kind of like strategy how I pronounce it. I hope I pronounced that word correctly. English is not my first language. Like I don't know. I'm still learning. So like I kind of forget how to play it, but I do have like free husband who's like strong enough to help me. Kind of like get through the game, and I'm saving again for Aleph basically. So I was trying to like play this music in the background so you guys have something to see, but like that's not happening. So I just have to do this manually, but like that's fine because like that's the thing with like Reverse 1999 as a like story narrative law enjoyer, if you will. I do like the law, it's lore in American accent, but I can't. It's hard for me to say lore all the time. I'm gonna say law anyway, because of my accent. Because I did study in Australia. But anyway, so like the thing with like Reverse 1999's law is that it can get really like complicated and stuff. So like in here, they're talking about I think transcendental and stuff that really reminds me. Oh, what is this? Leopard? Is that how we pronounce it in English? Leopard spots. But yeah, this is so freaky and like dark. But like if you read Reverse 1999 story, like it get really dark, which I kind of like, because I'm quite tired of like the kiddie PG-13 perhaps like say version. That was kind of like I consumed a lot, unfortunately, because I played HY games. Give for that company that's trying to be kiddie most of the time. Like, I'm not necessarily attacking them for that, it's just that I'm not a kid, I'm not a teen, I'm not interested in that. But also, like, I like exploring like darker theme. I mean, I'm currently reading Murakami's Norwegian Wood, and it's so good, holy shit. Like, it's really, really good. Anyway, like it's very much Murakami vibe. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. I don't think because it's still very fresh. I'm in the middle of reading it. This is a tangent, but like whatever. But like, if you read Murakami's Haruki Murakami, by the way, like you would know like the way that he tells story and stuff. It's Murakami. Anyway, I'm just trying to find like a screenshot, like a still that's not too creepy. So he has like red hair. That's adorable. Well, I don't know if it's supposed to be adorable. I don't know, but like maybe it's just my husbando lens. But like this one, transcend. Oh, I can't pronounce that word. Transcendentality. I hope I pronounced that properly. But yeah, I think like I think we all can agree that the number of like girl slash woman female characters in like any of these kind of like generally gacha games, like it's very, very rare. So like I think like one of the reasons why I didn't really play Reverse 1999 like regularly for a very long time is because there's no husband. There's no new husbando. I literally have like 62 pulls in the form of I don't know what's the item called. I'm sorry, I'm not good with names, but like that golden rabbit inside a box icon. So I have like 62 pulls just like piling it up from from like this entire time because like there's just nothing else. There's no one else I would like to pull. I'm pretty sure that some of the girlies are like good for the meta, like even some of them they look really good. I agree, but like I don't want to pull on them because I'm a husband or collector. I think at the end of the day that's like a massive part of my identity, and I think that's a very straight woman thing to do because like again most stuff like waifu collector as well, like they're I think like most of them are straight men. I might be wrong, I don't have the data, don't quote me on this, right? So something that just makes me go, oh, about Aleph is that I'm just gonna yap about him basically, is how I also quite a fan of oh god, what is his name? Paulo Coelho. I hope I pronounced his name properly. He's a Brazilian author. He wrote a lot of book. I think like probably growing up, his most famous book to me was The Alchemist. Like everyone's like reading, everyone and their grandmother was like reading The Alchemist. At least like where I live, people are super into The Alchemist. It's actually in general a pretty simple story, you know. I think like the basis of The Alchemist is that you went on this journey not necessarily to experience the journey itself, like to do the journey, to do like the physical moving, but the process of that journey. Because I think, spoiler if you want to read The Alchemist yourself, at the end of the journey, what the main character was trying to find was actually where he already was. I think like that, you know, where he lives. And I think that's kind of true for many of like coming of age story or some stuff. I don't know whether coming of age is correct, but like people had to go away before they came back to their roots and understanding that, you know, this is their place and they're very comfortable there. Because this is also like a pattern that I keep seeing in Netflix shows, Chef's Table. If you haven't seen it, that series won awards, I'm pretty sure, or like nominated for awards. It's very, very good. It's an almost like brutally honest look at, you know, like chef life, food, culture. It's a very, very good show. So, you know, like this is the kind of theme that Paulo Coelho kind of like wrote a lot on his book, which I really love. And his latest book that I read, that I still kind of like, you know, open from time to time. Oops, sorry. That I still like open from time to time and just kind of like reference in my life because it's just that profound. Even though it's very woo-woo, if you will. It's called Aleph. It's literally called Aleph. You know, I bought that book maybe like 5 years ago, I think. You know, I think like growing up we all feel like really lost and we're trying to kind of like navigate, you know, becoming the adults that we are and the adults that we're going to continue to kind of like grow and evolve and become. And from a person, like I do it through books, and it has been like pretty enlightening in the sense that, you know, these people had walked this path for me. I feel the exact same way when I was reading Dr. Gabor Mate's The Myth of Normal, which I think I would love if everyone in the world read that book. It's wonderful. Also, like, you know, like there's I think like the thing about Dr. Gabor Mate is that he kind of doesn't have ego, in a sense that like he doesn't necessarily care to make himself look good. He's just kind of like there. And like again, it's my opinion. I don't know. I know him only from his book and his interview. He's just kind of there, and he's just kind of like, yeah, this, you know, terrible things happened to me. His past was really terrible, but he's also like, you know, I think he's 80 something at this point, 80 nearing 90. My God, may he live forever though. And like he just like lost all this like pretentiousness that maybe people have when they're younger. And I would know because like it's not a long time ago that I was like on my 20s, so I'm no longer in my 20s. So like there's just like this massive element of like, you know, these people, they don't necessarily need to be seen as cool anymore. I'm going on like such a tangent because I'm talking about Dr. Gabor Mate now. But my point is that with the book Aleph, which is also like, that's why like this character and this show just like really like shocked me, if you will, in a good way, but also like in a woo-woo transcendental way, if you will. I mean, like if you go down that rabbit hole, especially academically, it's a lot. If you have attended like an academic conference in which you just kind of like, what the heck is going on? Like this is kind of fun, this is kind of hip, but like I'm just so confused. Like this is heavy shit, you know what I mean? Like you would know what I'm talking about. By the way, so in the book Aleph, like Paulo Coelho like went full on on the beautiful illustration. That's what I love about R1999. It's like he went full on the whole whatchamacallit, kind of like accessing past life, energy portal, and I know that some people might like truly roll their eyes on it. I personally suspend my belief. Do I believe in those things? I'm not saying that they're impossible, but to get there, to be able to actually kind of like do all this metaphysical thing, if you will, I don't know if I have it in me, and I don't have the experience, and I'm not necessarily interested in going there, because like at the end of the day, I think like kind of like soul and energy and emotional and kind of like brainwave whatever, kind of like transmutation, I think it might be outside my lifetime to be able to achieve. So like I'm not necessarily trying to go there, but I just find it like really really interesting about how, like all the life lessons, because like the life lessons in Polokolos Aleph was just like, they're just like slapping me in the face multiple times, like in a good way but also like in a painful way. If you've done any like shadow work, if you've done, Jungian from Carl Jung, like any shadow work, any kind of like, dark, processing your dark emotion, like you would know what I'm talking about. And that shit hurts, like holy shit. And I think that's something that I think we need to talk more about in kind of like popular culture, is how, great things take times and energy, and they're not easy. I think like Brené Brown said it best when she said that everything meaningful that I've achieved in my life has never been achieved in a fun, fast, and easy way. And I think like, there's a great wisdom over that. That's why like virality, getting viral in TikTok and whatnot, like you would get viral quickly, but you will also like go down quickly. I'm looking at you, hug to our girl, like okay, let's not, you know what I mean? Like I think she's one of the, like a very kind of like clear example of like, just because you're famous it doesn't mean that you're qualified. And I think, with the development of the internet, which is like it's just growing incredibly fast, in the past year alone, I think qualification and editing and proofreading is like being severely kind of like underrated and underdone, if you will. Like we need to do more of that, but that's just my opinion, like that, like that's how I like to approach my life in general. So yeah, husbando, transcendental. I don't know, I might talk about Aleph if I feel like it, because like again, this channel's my archive. If you got this far on my Yap and it's just kind of like okay and you don't realize it that there's an archive, I'm so sorry but it is. But yeah, basically the bottom line is like I'm excited for the next husbando. I don't know when is he going to like drop in the like in the global, because this is like CN, right? Because like if they're dropped in like in the global one, I would know, because like we would see the announcement inside the game and outside the game, the whole thing, but it's not. Very interesting. I'm very much looking forward on like what kind of transcendental stuff are will be brought up with his appearance and like the whole thing, because like I mean, like, Reverse 1999 really started with a bang. Like, they really said, yes, we're going to slash through space-time, but we're also, like, going to, cooperate, like, a lot of cultural thing, different accents, which I absolutely adore, by the way. The whole thing. And I think it's really great. It's really mature. And for most of the execution, I'm really satisfied. Like, this is so... It's gripping, you know what I mean? And I think, like, good arts... Well, at least arts that suit us, because like good and bad, it's a very it's a very simple term to describe arts and culture and whatnot. But like it really resonated with me, and I think that's what really matters, isn't it? And I suppose like I'm just chuckling because like playable character with power in Wuthering Waves is called resonators. But again, what's most important to me, like what really resonated with me is like good story, good character. Like give me that and I will be I will be hooked, because I really appreciate a good writing at the end of the day. Even though I'm a husbando collector, but like if the husbando doesn't have a good law, I don't care. You can be like the most handsome person in the world, but like if your law sucks, probably wouldn't care. Like I probably wouldn't be interested. So yeah, I'm gonna go back and do some more like Reverse 1999 playing, because I need to save for my man Aleph. I hope you're not too crazy, but even if you're crazy, I would probably still like you, because like I would say that Medicine Box is kind of crazy in a way, like like Medicine Box, they're kind of unhinged, and also like that's also what I love about Reverse 1999. I'm a husbando collector, and Medicine Box, which is like a healer character in Reverse 1999, is a non-binary, and like they're just so interesting to me. I don't know why, like again, and that's the point. If the character is good, like I'm down, even if they're non-binary, So yeah, I don't know if you also play Reverse 1999 and also husbando collector, because I know I have some, I have quite many subscribers who are also into husbando. That's why you're here, right? Do you also plan to pull for Aleph? I mean, I think you ought. because again, like a husbando character is also pretty rare in Reverse 1919. Unfortunately, I just got that photographer guy, you know, but like apparently he's not good meta wise. I'm gonna build him eventually because I just like husbando. But anyway, but yeah, thank you for hanging out with my yap. It's not much at all. It's actually almost close to nothing at all. It's just me yapping, you know. Maybe this whole video means nothing to everyone else but me. And that's perfectly fine. That's why I'm making this video. This is an archive. I'm not here trying to appease my supervisor or something. And I think at the end of the day, this kind of like journey to kind of like find yourself, that path going there to have a good map of yourself and have this good grip in life in which you kind of can keep constructing a life in which you find meaning and peace. I think that's all. That's all, you know, like what I want from life, you know. Okay. Well, I hope you guys are having a very, very good day. And I hope that you find your moment of peace and whatnot. And if you think I'm just like talking nuts, that's fine too. That's perfectly valid, you know. Like you don't have to vibe with me, and you don't have to vibe with absolutely everyone in the world. That's valid too. Okay. I will see you guys in the next video. Maybe we shall see. See ya.